My name is Brooke Bishop, and I am Teacher of the Year at Albertville Primary School. I teach first grade. I've been teaching first grade here for 14 years. My husband was in the Air Force, so we actually moved to Alaska, where I had my first son, Drake, and we moved around quite a bit. My husband was hurt when he was in the desert, so we had an opportunity to move back to Alabama. I realized I wanted to go back to school for my master's, so I went to Jacksonville to get my master's. Then once we had lived in Alabama about a year, I interviewed here at the primary school, and I've been here ever since. We all are like a family, and that's, I want to come to work every day. Not just obviously because of my students and my job, but I just love all my coworkers. Our administration is just wonderful. They see things from our point of view, and we can agree on so many things, and they can, understand what we're saying as classroom teachers, and so they also make our job so much more enjoyable. What made me go into education was I actually graduated with a bachelor's degree in physiology, and after working a few years in that and moving back to Alabama, realizing there wasn't many job opportunities here in Boaz for that degree, I started thinking out of the box on maybe other careers, and I landed an afternoon job at Extended Day and just fell in love with it and felt like that was my next career path, which made me go back to school to Jacksonville. And of course, after my first year or two of teaching, I absolutely knew that this was what I was supposed to do. I had two teachers that definitely made impacts on me. First was my kindergarten teacher, Jenny Copeland from Boaz. I vividly remember all the fun activities that we did that I do to this day in our classroom. Mary Henry in anatomy just was a wonderful teacher, made us feel definitely like students, but almost like we were in a job because it was an anatomy class, and that led me actually to go into physiology for my first degree. I definitely think my students would think I'm fun. I think my peers or administrators would say that I'm dedicated and hardworking. Advice I have for someone that might be interested in teaching would be to come and volunteer. You have to get in here and see what we do every day, not just teach reading or teach math, but everything else that comes along with it, to see if you're able to handle those tasks of time management, of multitasking, and if you enjoy being around children. My favorite part of the school day is our reading time. It doesn't really matter what the skill that we're doing, whether it's this week it's AIAY, or a reading comprehension skill or a story. They are involved in so many ways, in centers with me, whole group reading. We just do so many fun activities during this ELA block to incorporate not just standards, but some of the fun stuff too. I would bring, on a deserted island, if I had to teach a class, books. Can I say 5 books? If you are a teacher in your heart, soul, and bones, you can do any lesson out of one book. You can do phonics, you can do comprehension, you can do art, you can do math, you can do science and social studies. If you are a teacher, you can take any book and do so many things with it. The most valuable thing I've learned so far in my career is take one day at a time and just keep going. You're going to have difficult days, but those days will pass, and then you're going to have amazing days. Just because it was a bad day doesn't mean it's a bad year. At this point in my career, we have fun. We're not very serious. We do what we have to do, but we know that we can play, have fun, and learn at the same time. I hope my students remember that I love them. And at the end of the day, it's not about how many words we read or how much math we can do. I hope in years past that they remember that I love them, and of course that we have fun.